Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or are watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic, so for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Also, need to let everyone know that the subscriber mode has been enabled. Meaning, if you are not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to subscribe to the channel. Of course, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from the very beginning or just recently. I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. Also, want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. Also, want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is the following. I'm going to ask you, if you have not done so, subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. Okay? Now, as you can see by the thumbnail, tonight we're going to have another episode of Open Discussion. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with what it means, I'm going to be talking about multiple topics expressing my point of view. Of course, the audience will have an opportunity to chime entering their comments in the chat regarding topics I will discuss. Also, if they wish for me to discuss something, I will discuss it as long as we can keep people respectable. Okay. So, with that being said, of course, I'm going to have to start with the person that is in need of medical attention, that needs to be on his meds, is Zacharias. Okay. He's continuing making his assessment that I am a racist. Now, he had his opportunity to produce his evidence to try to confirm his suspicions. He was given an opportunity to do so, and of course, he didn't even come close to confirm, verifying whether or not I'm a racist. Basically, his evidence amounted to arguments, and that's it. Arguments is not proof. You have to cite proof where I actually say or do anything racist. My issue with him is not because of his skin color. It's not because he claims to be mixed. It is because of his conduct. So, Zacharias, for yourself and for everybody else, do yourself a favor. The next time that you get on YouTube, make sure you take your meds. Okay. Oh, and I want to let everybody know that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to join the panel, if they don't, that's perfectly fine. Now, obviously, if you've been following me in my community tab, you know that I'm in Kansas City. So I have alluded to it a couple of times. The reason why I'm in Kansas City is because I am attending a Christian conference. Okay. In fact, I just finished with the first night tonight. Okay. Now, before I left New York and arrived in Kansas City, Kansas, there was a few things I needed to get clarification. First of all, This is the first time that I flew in 4 years. A part of it has to do with the fact that I didn't fly because of COVID, and didn't have the opportunity to fly. So happens I have it now. So of course, being that I haven't flown in 4 years, I have to make an inquiry regarding if there's any practices that I need to observe when it comes to COVID. No. So basically, there is no restrictions, which is a good thing. And of course, in fact, I'm visiting Kansas City. I had to ask questions regarding if there any COVID restrictions or mandates that I needed to follow when I'm in Kansas City. No. So that was a good thing. So yesterday I left New York and I arrived in Kansas City. So now the reason why I arrived yesterday instead of today was because I wanted to do a little sightseeing. So today I was able to do some sightseeing regarding the city. Um, I know it can be a little confusing fact that there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and it is a Kansas City, Missouri. So whenever a person says Kansas City, they need to specify which Kansas City. So I went to the shopping area. I did some shopping. I walked a little bit, and I also have the pleasure of sampling some barbecue. Okay. Now, I have been told that one of the things that makes Kansas City, Kansas unique is its barbecue. Um, if this restaurant that I went to is an indication, I can see that the notoriety when it comes to barbecue food for Kansas City has been justified. The food was tasty, the food was delicious, and what have you. So tonight was the first night of the conference. So now basically it's more like a retreat. Okay, it's a religious retreat. So what happens, when you attend a religious conference or a retreat? Well, first of all, you're gathering with other people who more or less think the what similar beliefs as you have. Number one, it's a time for praying. It's a time for singing songs to God. It is a time to hear talks and praying. So that's what happens in a retreat or a conference. Okay. Now I understand not everyone's a Christian and not everyone can appreciate it. Okay. I understand that. I appreciate that. I'm just simply trying to share with you what was my experience and the reason why I am here. And to be perfectly frank, the change of scenery is a blessing. Okay. No digs regarding New York. I mean, New York with all its problems and difficulty is home. Okay. However, there comes a time when you need to have a change of scenery. And the best way to do it is to take a trip. Okay. Whether it be for business, whether it be for pleasure, whether it be for attending a retreat, or whether it be attending a Christian conference. So, so as you can see, I put some images on my community tab, and I will continue to do so just to give the members of the Uncommon Folk a little flavor of what's happening here in Kansas City. Okay. And I also happen to find out that the location for next year's conference will be in St. Paul, Minnesota. So it will be, if should I wish to attend, it'll be another opportunity to visit another city in the middle of the country. So with that being said, I have to admit, My flight to Kansas City, Missouri, was a comfortable one. I mean, of course, there was a little bit of turbulence on the way in, and I have to admit, the personnel at Delta, they treated me very well. Okay, they were patient with me when it comes to my questions, and they made sure that I was given a wheelchair, and they expedited me, so I didn't have to spend a great deal of time in check-in. And of course, I opted to travel in first class. Okay, no digs regarding the people flying in coach, but there's no way on earth I'm going to try to squeeze my fat butt in coach, particularly when I have a bum left knee. Okay, shout out to the four people that are watching from the clouds. Okay, I will hope that you at least hit the like button. Okay, it doesn't cost you to hit the like button, and it does help out with the algorithm. I'm probably not going to be here that long. It'll probably be anywhere from 30 minutes to about an hour because I do have a busy schedule tomorrow. Okay, so as I stated, down to really, provide professional service, both leaving LaGuardia and arriving at Kansas City International Airport in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. Okay, excuse me. I think just give me a moment. Someone's trying to text me. Just please bear with me. Okay. Unfortunately, okay. Just give me a moment. Excuse me. Okay. I apologize. It's just that someone from from the conference is texting me, and I needed to answer. So, and I apologize. I usually don't text when I'm doing a live stream, but and to be perfectly honest, I don't usually do a live stream this late. Okay. Originally, it was scheduled for 11 o'clock, and then I pushed it to 11:30 because I didn't want to like start late. So then I pushed it to brought it to 11:15. In any case, I don't think I'm going to be on more than an hour. So if anyone wishes to enter any comments, you're more than welcome to do so. Or anyone wants to join the panel, you're more than welcome to do so. Now, there's been a lot of chatter on social media regarding two topics. The first one has to do with the lady who refused to go to the cheesecake factory because, quoting her, she is a princess and she needs to be treated, quoted, royalty. Okay. Um, Now, I have never been to the Cheesecake Factory. My understanding that the food is not cheap. Okay. And also, the dude had another place that she wanted to take her, but she kept in waiting for an hour. So they lost the reservation. So the guy had to take her to another place. So the fact that because of her tardiness, made them lose the reservation. And then when the guy tried to find an alternative to Dot and Taker, she kind of like poo on it and talking about, well, I'm royalty, I'm a queen. It's like, please spare me. First of all, no offense towards the lady, but she looks like she was about 40 years old. Okay. And the dude looks like he's in his 20s. So the fact that at 40 plus or whatever the fluff your age is, the fact of the matter that there was a dude that was, I mean, based on what I've seen, Okay, he seemed to be very polite. He seemed to be a righteous dude, and he wanted to show this lady a good time, but of course she had to be too privy and what have you. And what happened was she didn't get to go anywhere. Okay, she lost out on a possibility to spend an evening with what appears to be a righteous dude, all because of her sense of entitlement. Okay. The other example is the lady who ate a whole bunch of oysters, and then the guy left her to pay the tab. Okay. Now, first of all, you may be hungry, and I get it, but it does not give you the right to abuse the dude uh, to make him pay a huge food bill, especially when you're not, in your heart and hearts, you're not interested in the dude. You just basically treat it as a food day, so the person can feed you, knowing that you're not the least bit interested in the guy. And then the fact that she was left paying the bill. Now I don't know whether it was true or this was a skit. Some people say it was. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, these two well, and I use the term loosely, ladies, they gave me the inspiration to come up with a theme for Tuesday stream, talking about self-entitled women. So what I will be doing is I'm going to be showing, excuse me, I'm going to be showing video clips from my Instagram account regarding how these, and I use the term loosely, women feel entitled, um, and to be given the raw treatment. Good evening, Irby. Yes, good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. Tonight is open discussion, so that's basically I'm just discussing things that's on my mind. Now, as I stated a few minutes ago, we're getting hit with all these, and I use the term loosely, ladies, being self-entitled with outrageous demands and expectations from the dudes. Okay, and the thing that that I find bizarre is this: these self-entitled women demand traditional men. Okay, and they demand that traditional men spoiling and courting and whatever, which is basically called for spoiling and rotten. However, when you ask these ladies what they bring to the table, it's like, oh, they are so offended. How dare you ask us to what we bring to the table? It's enough that we have a vajayjay. Excuse me. No, I mean, look, there are more women than men. So, if men were just interested in that subject, there are other means they can get it. Okay. So I will be giving my reaction to some short videos on Tuesday night. Okay. Now, of course, this week's schedule is a little different. Okay, because usually I do a Tuesday stream, a Wednesday stream, and a Friday stream. This week was a little different. Okay. Yeah, that's my sentiments. Exactly. Look, let me just try to mansplain to these ladies. If you want, if you want men to treat you as queens, so to speak, you need to act ladylike. Okay. First of all, be polite, be educated, Okay, don't make a lot of crazy demands on men because I swear, if you, I mean, just to take a, if you were to listen to some of the demands, they expect these guys to spend hundreds of dollars just on a date, okay? And they expect, and not only that, but these dudes expect them to pay their bills, their rent, their car notes, um, everything, okay, to get their nails done. And heaven forbid if you decide to take them to anything other than a fancy smancy restaurant, okay, they get butthurt. So I will be discussing that topic in detail Tuesday. Okay. Now the next thing I want to discuss is, unfortunately, this war that's going on um, in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas. I know that people are taking sides. Some people feel that Israel's at fault. Others say that Hamas is at fault. But now they're talking about taking in 1 million refugees from Gaza into the United States. Now, I don't have a problem helping people that are in need. But this is when it gets to the point when we're doing too much. When okay, we're still trying to deal with the situation with these migrants. Okay, so we're dealing with people from Venezuela, Peru, Mexico, people from the Ukraine that come in this country because the situation is such that they fear for their safety. Okay, whether they are fearing for their safety, I don't know. It's not my place to judge. Okay, I don't have a problem helping people, but we need to help our own people as well. Okay, so now we're talking about possibly taking in 1 million of these people in this country. Make that make sense, people. Make that make sense. We need to stop being the savior of the world because why not? Okay. Now, of course, another thing we have to discuss is, next year we're going to have an election and we're going to have to decide who's going to occupy 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, known as the White House. It looks like Joe Biden again will be the Democratic candidate, and unless circumstances changes, it looks like maybe Donald Trump. Okay, and I see there's another comment. Look, there comes a point. Okay, there comes a point where we cannot take in any more people, and we're getting close to that point now. Okay. I mean, look, here in New York, we have migrants that are sleeping in the streets, mainly single men. Okay, we can't even take care of our own people, and we're trying. Look, unfortunately, we're doing too much as is. Okay, and the one that's like largely responsible is this is our dear Mayor Eric Adams. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay. I don't know about you, but I am not all that pleased with this prospect that could be Biden versus Trump. I mean, the only thing could be worse. It could be by Trump versus Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, she's like the most unpopular vice president ever. Okay, And no digs at Kamala Harris because I don't know her, but I mean, people are not exactly, thrilled with her performance as vice president. Um, Look, if I was less than 60 years old and I had like a unlimited supply of cash, maybe I might run for president. But one of the things I truly believe, okay, no one over 60 years old should be running for political office, okay? Particularly if you've been there for a long time, okay? Because unfortunately, what happens with these politicians, they keep getting elected and then they get to the point where they lose touch with reality and they do not appreciate this struggle that the common person deals with. Okay. And look, just to give you an idea, Joe Biden has been in politics for the last 50 plus years. Okay. Okay. Well, you know what, Irby? You might as well write your name in as a writing candidate because you cannot be any worse than these two. But the prospect of having to pick between Biden and Trump does not appeal to me either. So let us pray that somebody other than Trump is the Republican candidate. So maybe I said maybe we'll have at least a somewhat okay alternative. Okay, but but the next topic I want to talk about is, of course, soon we're going to be approaching the holidays. The holidays are going to be here before you know it. Okay, and of course, unfortunately, people. Okay, okay. Well, you know what? Yeah, I get your point. You have to be at least 35 years old to run to be a candidate. Okay, but the fact of the matter is you can't. I mean, you'll be a better choice than these two people. Okay. Now, when it comes to the holiday season, sometimes we have this Disneyland uh, uh, fantasy regarding what the holidays be. When everyone is singing Christmas carols and everyone is jolly, and then it's a golly, it's a wonderful time. Now, for a lot of people, it is a good time, but we have to remember that for others, the holidays is a very depressing time. Okay. First of all, you have people who are dealing with the loss of a loved one. You have people who are dealing with loss of relationship that ended, marriages that ended. Also, depression. The cases of depression goes up, as far as self deletion goes up as well. Okay. So, one thing you can do to avoid um, having a disappointing holiday season and making sure that you have realistic expectations, what you expect for the holiday. Now, in my case, look, I'm only going to do shopping for two of my siblings. First of all my nephews and nieces, for the most part, are adults. Okay. So I am not going to go broke trying to get a gift for every nephew and niece, whether it be first generation, second generation, whatever. I'm just going to get presents for my siblings and then call it a day. As far as how I'm going to spend the holidays, um, most likely it's going to be with at least one or two of my siblings, possibly some family members. Um, Fortunately, I do have I do have time uh, to reach out and try to figure that out. One thing I am doing that's new this year is that when it comes to New Year's Eve, I'm going to be going out New Year's Eve. However, I am not going to try to go home after the ball drops. What I will be doing is I will be spending a night in a hotel in the Times Square area. Okay, and the reason why is simple. I am not going to try to go to take public transportation to get back home. First of all, you have all those people who on the way home who had one drink too many. So unfortunately, when people have over consume, indulge in alcohol, the inhibitions go off the window, and then people start to do stupid things. So to make life safer and less crazy, I'm gonna be spending a night at a hotel in the area, and then go home the next day when it's light out. Okay. Why am I doing it? Like I said before, part of it is because I don't want it's my safety, and you'll have to indulge yourself once in a while. Okay, whether it be going out, going out on the holidays, whether it be getting yourself a new present, whether it be you have to treat yourself now and then. Okay, and again, a shout out to the five people that are watching from the clouds. I see the 5 likes, so I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And of course, the last thing I'm going to be talking about is streams regarding next week. I'm in the process of figuring out what I'm going to be talking about. As I alluded to earlier, I will be discussing self entitled women. Okay. And I'm going to be doing a stream on Tuesday night. I will do a stream on Wednesday night. I will announce on Tuesday what's going to be the topic for Wednesday night, and then I'll do a stream on Friday night, probably 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Okay, but what I'm gonna discuss, I don't know. I'll think about it, and then I will announce it on Tuesday's stream. Um, and for those who are just coming in now, the topic is open discussion. So, in open discussion, I talk about many things that are on my mind, and then I will ask the audience if they have anything from me to talk about. So, before I end this stream, I just want to know, is there anything that's on your mind that you want me to discuss? Okay. Anything as long as we could keep it respectful. Okay. Um, if not, then I will stop the wrap. I will stop to wrap this up. Um, anyway, of course, I will continue to post images from my trip to Kansas City on my community tab to give all of you a flavor regarding what how I'm spending my time. Okay, and of course, I'm thinking about trips I'm going to take for next year. Okay, one trip I definitely want to go to is Puerto Rico. I have not been to Puerto Rico since 2007. And of course, the island has changed a great deal from the time that I visited the last time. So I plan to spend a week in Puerto Rico. Um, Most likely, I'm going to be in San Juan. Now, with the fact that next year's conference is going to be in St. Paul, Minnesota, I will be traveling to St. Paul as well. Okay. I probably will spend like about maybe 4 or 5 nights over there. So I have that opportunity to visit the sites and things of that nature. And definitely, I would like to. I'm thinking about doing an international uh, trip. Where I don't know. Okay. Most likely, it's going to be a country that I previously visited. So right now, I'm thinking about either Panama, Colombia, or the Dominican Republic. Okay. And of course, one advantage that I do have is that I speak Spanish, so at least I can communicate reasonably well with the population. Okay. So with that being said, being that no one else is going to join the panel, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Um, Now, most likely people are going to be watching this stream on the playback. Okay. Oh, one more thing. I will continue the low videos on TikTok, and some of them will be posted on my channel. Okay. Um, Maybe it will pique the curiosity of some of those people who follow me on TikTok to think about watching my stream. In any case, I'm gonna wrap this up. As always, it's a pleasure to to spend my time with you, even if I'm the only one that's on the panel. Okay, it does happen sometimes. So, with that being said, I'm gonna close the same way that I always close. We must do everything possible to minimize our content con- presence with the mentally and intellectually challenged. Because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Wishing all of you a good night. Take care and peace.